So I've now got these little guys walking around. This isn't the room that they're going to be in, but I've just managed to figure out how to get them to kind of randomly patrol the room. And I'm going to add a line of sight to them, so when they see the player, they're going to give chase, and then that's going to be another way that you can get caught. I'm Xanderwood. I make indie games and tutorials on game development. I also play your indie games every week on my channel. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon so you never miss a video. You can see he's overlapping the background at the moment. That's going to change. That's just due to my hip collisions. That's an easy fix. But they are going to walk around the level and they are going to hunt down the player if they see you. They've got a line of sight which will be kind of directly in front of them with a little bit of peripheral vision. And then if they see you, they're going to run towards you. And if they catch you, they're going to put you in handcuffs or something or taser you. If I get caught by the camera, the gas comes out the vents and then you pass out. Takes you to the next part of the game. So there's no way to kind of fail level 1, I suppose. It's just a case of which path you're able to take. If you successfully beat the level, then you will end up going to a second level that's different to that if you get caught. Because obviously if you get caught, you'll end up in some kind of space jail, which I haven't designed yet. If you've been following my YouTube channel, you'll notice that I do some tutorials. I'm actually doing a tutorial right now for this game, which is a off-road NES style racing game. It's going to be in the style of Space Attack, with this kind of 1-bit black on white style, kind of Atari-esque computer game. So you can drive around. The car drifts as you go around corners, you get dust particles if you crash into the wall or skid. But it'll be another game that you can play on the computer terminals. I'm actually doing a tutorial series which will be out next week, episode number 1, getting the basics of the car mechanics done. There's a few other little bits of kind of flavor text in now, so you can interact with certain things. They give you a bit more kind of a bit more of a storyline. Well, not really a storyline, but a little bit more dialogue. I've added some air ducts along this corridor. There's a pause menu. There's a little cash icon that spins around. That's supposed to be a coin. I don't know if I'm happy with the final look of that yet, but there is a pause menu that tells you what your current objective is. That changes based on the position you are in the game. So when you complete the objective, this screen will update to what the kind of next task is. So if you get stuck or if you feel lost in the level, you can hit pause and it'll give you a prompt as to kind of what you're trying to accomplish next. There will be an in-game currency. It's just called available cash now, for lack of a better name. And you'll be able to find that in lockers and potentially on guards, or if you find it, you know, it's going to basically encourage exploration. So you can kind of find money and then you can spend that within the game to get things. So there's a few computers that you can interact with in the game. The feedback was that because they all looked the same, you know, a lot of people were missing the ones that you should interact with. So now I've turned off the ones that are not powered on and made a screen that indicates that you can interact with some of the PCs. So the employee lounge is coming along. Obviously we've got the employee of the month board, we've got an arcade cabinet, we've got a vending machine and a coffee machine. You will have the option to interact with these. So if you walk up to the coffee machine, if you've got the cash on you, you can have a choice where it will give you an option to say, would you like to buy a coffee? You can say yes or no, and then different things will happen. Same with the vending machine. I don't know, in terms of vending machine, maybe that can give you a heart back on your health. I don't know how that system's going to work yet. I don't know if Priya, this character here, will be able to take damage. She's not a kind of melee character, so it might be a case of one hit and you're out. Or it might be a case if you get hit once and you're kind of walking wounded, and then if you get hit again, you're out. We don't know how that's going to look, but there's an option there for it potentially with vending machine. And then the arcade machine, you can go and play Space Attack. If you've got any ideas of what we could add in the employee lounge other than a coffee machine, a vending machine, an arcade machine, then let me know. And then this will be the room that the guards will patrol, so you'll have to sneak past them. There's no way to fight them, or I don't think there will be. And then there's another computer room here which will enable you to continue on learning new things about what you should be doing. In terms of the scripting for the off-road game, all this will be revealed step by step in the tutorial series that's coming out, and I'll take you through how to build the controls and how to build everything else as of what I've got right now. And then obviously we'll go ahead and complete the game with all its kind of polish and saving features and all of that, and that will be all part of the tutorial series. And then in terms of the enemies, this is what I've been mostly working on this week with these patrollable enemies here. I've got this whole event sheet set up that is literally just how these enemies work and how their AI works. And all I've got them to do here is I've given them, well, first of all, I've put them in a family over here called Blue Guards. There's going to be obviously different types of guards throughout this whole space station. Some will be kind of basic infantry level, others will be more kind of like boss guards, I suppose. They'll have different kind of damage, but these blue ones, for now, I've got them in a family, and I've just given that family the instance variables, state, animation, and direction, which are all strings. I've given them line of sight, because obviously I'm gonna want them to be able to spot the player if they come into kind of range, and I've given them path finding. And then the way that looks in the event sheet is I've simply just set up on start of layout, we set their state to patrol, and I've got two groups here, patrolling and searching, because at the moment that's all I want them to be able to do. If they've seen you, they're going to search, and I haven't done any of the scripting for that yet. But if they haven't seen you, they're going to be patrolling. So if their state is patrol, we activate the patrol group and we deactivate the searching group. And if their state is search, we flip around. And then if we see you, we just change the state of patrol to search, and it automatically flips and disables all of this and enables all of that. But for patrolling, we've got them on the starter layout to basically choose a direction. So I want them to either choose up, down, left, or right, which is that instance variable. And then I've set up these conditions down here. So if it's up, down, left, or right, then they find a path. And then, for example, with the up path, I don't want them to move left and right, I just want them to move up. So I've set them to find a path somewhere between where they currently are and then anywhere randomly up to 500 pixels away. And then the same with down, left, and right. And then I've got down on here, if they fail to find the path because they've picked somewhere outside of a room or behind a solid object that they can't reach, then I've simply just set the condition and the action for them to reselect another up, down, left, or right, and then re-choose that variable again. So that will just go over and over again if they haven't found a path pretty quickly. And then if they do find a path, I've just set them to move along that path. If the direction's up, set the animation to walking up, so that's the animation variable that I gave them over here. I've set that to walking up, down, left, and right. And then in the animations tab down here, I've just got them to play those animations based on whatever direction they're traveling in. And then when they get there, they stop, they wait for 3 seconds, and then they pick another direction, and if they can move it that way, they will move that way, and if they can't, then they won't. Alright, that's it for this week. Another devlog will be out next Friday. If you're enjoying the journey, then please consider leaving a like and hitting the subscribe button. It really helps to keep me motivated to keep making these devlogs. And like I said, I want to do one every single week, all the way through the game's creation, and even to the point where I try and create a Steam page and then upload, export the game to Steam as well. So I want to document the entire journey, the entire process that I'm going through week by week, just letting you know what I've done, how we're tweaking it, and obviously if you've got any suggestions, just leave them in the comments below. We are listening to all the feedback. If you follow my Twitter, there'll be a link in the description. That's where I kind of post all of the things that are going wrong throughout the week. So if you're interested in seeing all of that stuff, then go over there as well. Otherwise, I will see you next week, and thanks for watching.